yeah, there are actually a lot of ice sheets here. If for some reason you were to consider one of these a particularly good ice sheet, I guess it could be called an Excel sheet. Alright everybody, today it's a really sunny day here in Stockholm, Sweden. So I thought it would be a good day to take out the Itiwit X100 Plus two-person inflatable kayak. It's the last day of March. I actually had to shift away from my first intended pedal location due to too much ice, and then from my second intended pedal location because of too much ice. But over here it's all clear, so actually there are people on what appears to be an inflatable raft over there. So let's head out on those Stockholm winter waters. See that ice right there? So this kayak, the Itiwit X100 Plus, has a drop stitch floor. It has pontoon style side tubes, and it's extremely stable. It would be extremely unlikely to actually manage to fall out of this thing. But even so, just getting from land to and from the kayak, and with boats actually moving around here, I'm still in a dry suit because the water right now this time of year is still extremely cold and quite dangerous. The temperature is 1 degree Celsius, just above the freezing point. It's a little bit windy, but actually really nice and peaceful on the water. It's a sunny day, sunnier than most paddles out on the water in recent months. So that's nice. And then I ended up here in the center of the city, where the ice is mainly gone. In front of us right there is Holme. That is Liljeholmen and Gröndal. The island of Stora Essingen over there. The island of Lilla Essingen. And Långholmen over here. In summer, the area in front of us here is completely full of kayaks because of all of the rental places in the nearby areas, including one right here. So you could easily see 30-40 kayaks just passing through this little canal here. Right now, not so much. And I think over here there actually is an ice sheet floating around in the water. And floating away from me, a couple of ice sheets. Yeah, pretty thick ice. If for some reason you were to consider one of these a particularly good ice sheet, I guess it could be called an Excel sheet. I haven't paddled in this canal for months. It's been ice covered during winter, but now it's open, so that's nice. All right, there is actually a bit of ice closer to the shore. I'm actually gonna get the ice picks closer to me anyway, just to be overly safe here. Though it's not that bad that I really need them, but why not? Safety first and such. So this kayak is not something I would go crushing any ice with, but I'm staying outside the lines here, keeping my respectful distance to the ice. And yeah, there are actually a lot of ice sheets here. So this is not something you would want to do without a dry suit and proper experience. Cold water can be really dangerous and ice can be really dangerous. So I'm not exactly gonna go paddling in the ice here. I'm staying right where I am. There's no current here really, but the wind is slowly moving the ice sheets in that general direction. And yeah, now that I see this better, there actually are stretches of ice further out on the open water there. So this is basically the last of the ice that we're seeing for this season. Again, if you're not experienced, if you don't have a dry suit, if you don't have spare clothes, a whistle, emergency gear, a phone and a waterproof pouch, and don't know when to keep your distance to this stuff, then definitely don't go out in these conditions. I've done a lot of winter paddling, but I also know that things could surprise you. Like, for example, if I were closer to that ferry, which is over there, then I would get some swell, some waves from that. Some of it is still gonna come here, meaning that the ice could be moving in this direction. So I'm gonna move away a little bit. And those are the kind of surprises that you could have on the water all of a sudden. Ice moves, the water is cold, stuff could happen. So no reason to not be cautious. So what I'm saying is, with any kayak, you want to be careful around ice, extremely careful. With a hard shell kayak or whatever. With an inflatable kayak, much more so. And with many inflatable kayak types, you would not want to be around ice at all. And in cold water, you want to be overly safe in all cases. Always wear your PFD. Always check the weather conditions so you're not caught up in extremely strong wind all of a sudden, which obviously is a potential nightmare if there's ice floating around. But on the other hand, for the most part here, there's open water and just beautiful conditions. You gotta be careful though. In this case, it looks like things are mostly clear, but it's only when I come a bit closer to some areas here and the sun shines from a certain angle that I actually see these ice sheets. Otherwise they're pretty hard to spot. When I was on land, my impression was that there was no ice anywhere. Now I see that there's actually still plenty. So be careful out there if you're paddling in this season. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe in order to stay safe out there, and happy paddles.